Sorry, Shannon. Shannon Ellis runs grizzly bear viewing tours with her family in the Great Bear Rainforest on BC's Central Coast. Shannon recently represented the Wilderness Tourism Association as part of an international delegation to Norway, sharing with the Norwegian politicians, the Norwegian media, and the Norwegian salmon farming companies the importance of wild salmon to all of us in BC and to the wildlife and tourism industry. Shannon Ellis.
And thank you so much for coming. I've noticed a lot of young faces in the crowd, and I'm so happy to see that, because being a young adult myself, I've really realized that we have to step up. We have to be the next generation, and we are the ones that are going to be suffering in the future. I write everything down, unlike everybody else, because I'm not quite the public speaker as they are. So, wild salmon is and always has been the lifeline of our coast. We should be fighting anything that threatens this precious resource. They play a major role in the industry within BC, especially our tourism industry. British Columbia is lucky to have such a valuable resource such as our Pacific salmon, and why are we doing anything that may eliminate this? It's just not... There's no sense to it. It's unfathomable how they feel they can just eliminate this resource that we rely on so highly. Wild salmon play a factor in the tourism and an important role in the ecosystems. Many animals depend on the return of the wild salmon stock, such as grizzly bears, black bears, killer whales, eagles, right down to the crabs and the prawns, all of which are major icons to the North American wilderness. And in the fall, their diet is dependent on this wild Pacific salmon. Many wilderness tourism businesses in BC depend on the wild salmon as a natural resource. These companies are established to appreciate and view the ecosystems that wild salmon play a major part in. It is now clear to me, personally, after walking the Bella Coola watershed this spring, summer, and fall of 2009, that there has been a high, very high mortality rate on the grizzly bears, and a very significant amount of grizzly bears died in their dens this winter due to the starvation and the lack of salmon that we saw in the fall of 2008. Companies such as grizzly bear viewing, whale watching, and fishing lodges all depend on the stocks of the wild salmon. And these companies tribute to tourism year after year and dollar after dollar. My question is to you, do salmon farms contribute to BC's economy? Do they? Or are they just getting rich off of farm salmon? And should we allow wild stocks to decline as a result of this? Wild salmon is simply a non-negotiable resource that we have that we should hold on to. And anything that threatens this precious resource should be eliminated from our coast completely. They should not be there. We should not be negotiating this fact. These people are making decisions that are adversely affecting the Pacific salmon. They should have their feet held very close to the fire on this issue and give them some clear direction on how important this resource is to us, to British Columbia, and to our future generations who will depend so highly on this. To the kids that want to go fishing with their grandpa and their father and their mother. You can't do it without our salmon. I grew up fishing with my grandparents and my father, and I will not stand by and watch it so that my kids can't do the same. Thank you for coming out.